Thanks very much. Ralf, it's a Champions League game, but it's also a part experiment and an assessment of the squad. So how do you think it went?
I mean, I was fully aware before the game that with this team that we play today, they haven't played together, not only with regard to formation, but also as a team. The first half hour, I think we did quite okay. We had a few unforced errors even in those first 30 minutes, but at least we had control on the game. I think we should have been minimum 2-0 up, if not 3-0 up. We had two great opportunities, one from Amat and the other one from Juan Mata. But we didn't score. We were a bit sloppy with those situations. We had a third one with Anthony Elanga in the second half. So we could have scored 3 or 4 goals. But obviously after we conceded the equalizer, we were not defending high enough, not proactive enough. And we could have also conceded 2 or 3 goals. So if in the end the final score would have been 3-3 or 4-3 to us, nobody could have complained against that. But as I said, also the good things, quite a few debuts. Debut for Tom Heaton, debut for quite a few youngsters. Game time for players who desperately need game time. So in total, I was still, I wouldn't say happy, but it was okay.
A valuable experience then. You're looking for players to stake a claim. Mason Greenwood did that early on with a fantastic goal, didn't he?
Yes, but it was also good to see Luke Shaw back. Hopefully he can at least be a candidate for the Norwich game in the squad. Aaron got 2 knocks again, one on the wrist, another one on the knee, so we have to see how this will develop by Saturday. Yes, and as I said, it was an experiment. It was not an experiment. I did it on purpose because I also wanted to save the players and their energy for the game on Saturday against Norwich.
Sure. But you talked sort of about giving the ball away, though. Did you seem to lose possession a lot?
Yeah, what really was a little bit annoying was the way that we also gave the goal away, because we played too many balls into the first line of their pressing area, and this was also the case with the goal that we conceded. We could have cleared the ball easily, and whenever we played the ball into the second or third line, we were always dangerous, and that was really I told them that before the game, but still they still played in that situation the ball. A 5-meter pass, and they were just waiting for that ball. It was more or less a pressing invitation that we sent.
It looks like you've learned a lot. Thank you very much, Ralf.
Thank you.
So it was almost perfect, this campaign for Manchester United. It might have finished with a bit of a damp squib this evening, but it was job done coming into the final game, which is crucial for them. And there are the group winners, there are the runners-up. And I guess the real headline tonight is, that is really frustrating, isn't it, for Chelsea? In the 94th minute, they're going through as group winners. They're now going to face either Lille, Bayern, Real or Ajax in the next round.
But you don't want Bayern or Real. I mean, definitely not. So, obviously, I think Thomas Tuchel will be a little bit disappointed, but they'll get it back. They're defending European championships. But conceding 3, I think that'll bother them the most.
Yeah, they're suddenly shipping goals.
Yeah, the last 2 games, back-to-back 3 goals each game. So it's not what we're used to seeing with the Chelsea team, but I'm sure they'll get themselves back on track.
It's very pragmatic, Ralf, isn't he, when he assesses the games like this? There's sort of no getting carried away. It's all part of the plan, the long-term view.
He sees it very clearly. He understands what he wants. He knows what he wants, and he doesn't deviate and get put off by a certain little situation in the game. This is it. Clarity.
Just what this football club needed, hey? Here's some clarity for you as well. Stay where you are, because straight after the break, every single goal from the Champions League this evening, followed by us 3 discussing all of the headlines and all the talking points from the group stages so far. So stay where you are. Champions League tonight is after the break.
Very happy and pleased with the first 15 minutes that we played. I'm not happy with the 30 minutes that followed in the first half. Absolutely not. Then it was a good reaction and showed a reaction and showed determination, showed more effort again, and forced things around to have the lead. And I'm not happy with the last 5 minutes. Was the same patterns of behavior like after our early lead, after 15 minutes, and like I said, the 30 minutes in between in first half and the last 5 minutes, I'm not happy.
Of course we are disappointed because we want to be first. I think we played against a good team today. Zenit did very, very well. But at the end, when you lead 3-2 and it's 2 minutes to go, I think you have to take it over the time and get the result on your side. But at the end, it doesn't work. And we are not happy about that.
It's a bit similar to West Ham. When we lead, we change our behavior in the last 2 games. When we lead, we try to manage the result, and this is not us. We want to manage our performance and not the results, and change our behavior according to what the score is. And this is simply not us. And we never did this. And we should not start it, because in the last 2 games we started it, and in the last 2 games we conceded what 6 goals, because we start playing back, because we have lower impact, and we are not fully physically committed like it should be. We try to manage results and we try to escape with okay performances, but we play in West Ham and we play in Champions League away. And it's good that it's not possible, I have to tell you. It's good, because we should not start it and stop it straight away.
We can clearly see that he seemed quite frustrated there, didn't he, Joe?
Yeah, he did. He alluded to the fact that the 6 goals in the last 2 games. And I think he's right in that sometimes when you win, you take the lead in the game. Sometimes if you haven't got the energy in your legs or you're not feeling good, you tend to try and see the game out. You try and make difference. But what he wants to do is just focus on what Chelsea did in the 10 months prior to these last few weeks, is concentrate on the performance, stay on the front foot, pressing, trust the system, and they will get back to that. There's no doubt about it. This is like a small bump in the road. They just qualified for the last 16 in the Champions League out of a tough group. And I like it. I like what he said. I like his energy, because he wasn't backing down from it. He wasn't making excuses. I think he nailed it right on. I think the first 15 minutes of the game, Chelsea was how they have been usually. They was dominating possession, went ahead 1-0. We thought it was going to be a procession. And then the 30 minutes, it became bitty. And like you said, we got caught. Maybe the change of personnel didn't help. And then it went a bit. But he's a top manager, and he'll address it. And now Leeds at the weekend becomes a huge, huge game, because they have to respond well, energy back in the team, bring the experience back in, and Chelsea will be fine, no doubt.
And am I right in saying that Chelsea, of course, have come into this season as the defending champions of the Champions League? So they're the ones that teams want to beat. So they face tough opposition now. People want to go and beat them. Teams want to go and take it to Chelsea.
Yeah, of course. Listen, they've improved so much under Thomas Tuchel. He's come in, he's won the Champions League. They've become title contenders after, the 2 best teams, Man City and Liverpool, have set the bar so high. For them to even be in the conversation now is, deserve huge credit. But there's a little bump in the road now. I think obviously Thomas Tuchel, I love his interviews. He's always so honest with his appraisals and what he says. But there has been, since even the Watford game, I think, Man United obviously was a little bit disappointing tonight, and West Ham as well. There has been certainly problems defensively, and I agree with Joe. I just think it's a bump in the road. I think they'll be fine, but it is something that he wants to stamp out quickly, and I think getting back to the training ground and working on those things, I think they'll be looking at videos and they'll want to stamp it out now before the Leeds game.
One player, Crouchy, N'Golo Kante's not been in.
Yeah.
And that just shows you how good he is, because we've seen so many players come out of this team and it not affect them, whether it be top players like Mason Mount, Reece James. But when Kante's out of the team defensively, something's missing. So,
it just shows how important he is.
Yeah, he's such a good player.
But looking at the positive for a moment, Timo Werner, I mean, you said as we were watching it, he had a really good game, didn't he?
Yeah, and I'm really pleased for him. He's such an honest player and an honest lad. I mean, this couldn't have been any better for a centre-forward. First minute of a game, bang, you can't miss, just let it hit you, it goes in. But he does so much good things. He's always testing the opposition, always testing on the shoulder. And he was excellent. This is the Zenit goal. It's a lovely ball in. Just drops it in there. It's a lovely finish. And then they respond again. Zenit they just drop ball into the midfield from Vendel, and then it's takes around the keeper.
It was the good and the bad, really.
Yeah.
Chelsea defensively, wasn't it? Just like trying to play a high line. Christian wasn't sure whether to step up, whether to go with the runner, and I think that's just missing. Rudiger and Thiago Silva just taking control of that situation.
This is lovely, Crouch, isn't it? The 1-2, and getting back to Werner, Chelsea when when he's playing well, Chelsea are a better side because he stretches the opposition. This is lovely. That is cultured, lovely touch, drop of the left shoulder onto his right foot and goal. But this is the goal of the night. I mean, it's heartbreaking for Chelsea and Chelsea fans, but you sometimes just have to sit back and admire the strike because, again, half dealing with it. But like I said, it was Crouch-esque. I'm not going to lie. I've seen the big man execute that,
yes.
but with aplomb. But
Spot on there. Well, look, Joe, here is Chelsea's possible Champions League opponents in the knockout stages. Ajax, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich or Lille. I mean, there's never an easy game, is there, when you get to the knockouts?
There's never an easy game. Obviously, Bayern Munich are the standout. Real Madrid, I feel, are beatable. I watched Chelsea dismantle them in the semi-finals last year, and Chelsea have kicked on, and Real Madrid are sort of hanging around where they are. My old team, Lille, for personal reasons, I'd love to see that. Two fantastic clubs playing against each other. I think Ajax are beatable as well. So Chelsea won't be too disappointed. I think first or second, the way it's turned out is pretty similar in like whether you're going to get the top side or an easier job.
OK, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Well, there is more European football coming your way tomorrow night on